Hello and welcome to Positive Learning for University in Term 3. I'd like to welcome you to this course. My name is Trixie James and I am the course coordinator and lecturer for this term. And I know that you will get a lot out of this course. We've had a few rewrites, as in I've rewritten a few of the modules. We've got some great new recordings called snapshots. So instead of watching an hour-long lecture, you can now watch these little snapshots. And the technology has also been updated. So all in all, this is the first term of this rewrite and I'm really excited to share this with you. So let's talk about the course and what you're going to be expecting. First of all, there are two facets in PLU. So it's not just solely about positive psychology, but you are also going to be delving into emerging technologies. Now, positive psychology, this is a concept that we are using here to help you, to benefit you as a student, right? To give you strategies to be able to really help you to engage in as being a university student. Now, what we've done with this section is that we've actually used the Choose Happiness model that underpins our course, right? And through that we're looking at 6 key concepts. First of all, we look at C for clarity, right? And we'll delve into understanding about your purpose in life. We'll look at, your past, your current and your future, and how values and understanding them adds meaning to everything that you do. We look at H for health, right? And we really delve into what does it mean to be healthy, both physically and mentally. O is optimism, or one O is optimism. So here we look at strategies to help you to think more positively, to actually really identify those areas that are causing you to self-sabotage. The other O is for others. So we'll look at relationships. How can you nurture relationships? How can you understand about how people work, how to communicate with them? Then we look at strengths. That's the S, so strengths. And this is a big component of positive psychology, is understanding what you do well and really using that. And the last part is enjoy, how to really just get enjoyment out of every little thing that you do. So that's the positive psychology part of it. Next, we're looking at emerging technology. So every week you will have an emerging technology to read about. So you'll find these are set separately on the Moodle page, and you'll need to go into each of these units and read about it. So you will read about it to get an understanding of it. Then you'll do an activity so that you're applying it and getting used to using it. You will also find that there are some videos there, so if you'd like to watch a video to help prompt you through the whole process, then they're there as well. So each week you need to go through. Now you will actually add a sample of everything that you're doing into a portfolio box, which I'll talk about in a minute. So you do need to do these each and every week to add to your portfolio. So let me tell you more about positive learning for university. The way this is set up is introducing you to what a distance course or fully distance course would be like in undergraduate studies. Now we call this blended learning, right? So everything that you need is found online. However, you still get the support of lecturers and everything else that you need. But you'll find when you go into Moodle, everything is there. It's all set up so that it's easy to access and easy to find. I really encourage you to participate in the online discussion forums and the weekly chats that we set up, because as a distance student it's very easy to alienate yourself from everybody else. So you need to look at ways that you can feel engaged. Right? I send emails all the time, so always keep checking your emails constantly. That's my main way of communicating with you. However, I also suggest get on the online discussion forums and talk to other students. You'll find that I'll pop in and out of them as well and add my thoughts and comments to them. The other thing with being an online learning is that all your assessments are uploaded into Moodle. Right? So everything's uploaded into Moodle. You've probably experienced that already, so it shouldn't be a challenge for you to do that. So let's talk about what it's about. So, as I just said, everything's online. You find everything through the Moodle site. I will have a Moodle video tour available so that it shows you how Moodle is set up. All your study guides, again, are found on Moodle. Now, each week you'll find a week block. Now, that means that relates to that module. So if it's week 1, then that's module 1. So your study guide is where you'll actually open up into Moodle on there. Now, the other thing too with this rewrite is that the videos are linked to that study guide. So you can print it out. However, just be aware that if you want to watch the little snapshots, you have to have it downloaded so that you can click onto them. The next part is the forums. You'll find these again on Moodle, so they're on the left hand side of Moodle, and each week you'll notice that there is a different forum, because what I'd like you to do is chat about the content, what we're talking about in that module, then talk about it then on the online forum. Now I will pose questions, my thoughts, sort of give you some inspiration about how I have dealt with that particular subject, and I hope that will help you to also share some of your thoughts as well. Each term I like to run online chats, because being distance, it's very hard to actually have that face-to-face with the lecturer. So I'll actually run online chats, which is also done through Moodle, and it's a great way for you to get to know other students, for you to be able to talk to me as a lecturer and pose questions, right? And we can delve more into each of the week's content. In your study guide, you'll have personal notations. Now, these are reflective tasks. So as you read through the content, then you'll have a personal notation. Now, that's going to be reflective. It's asking you to reflect on that content in your own life, or applying it to your own life. Now, these are for your purposes only. You don't need to send these to me. Right? This is your way of getting the most out of the content. Because you can read the study guide from one end to the other, and just do your assessment task. That's it. But if you want to get depth out of this course, take that time and do those personal notations. With the emerging technologies, you do need to make sure that you've got a computer that's accessible to the internet. You will be asked to download some of the software packages. However, let me say that they are safe. Now, there should be absolutely no cost to you as a student, right? If anything asks you for money, you need to contact me straight away, because it shouldn't do, right? Unless they're, with a lot of software packages, they want to upsell, right? And so we don't want you as a student to be paying. So you just go for the basics of everything. And also you need to have a webcam as well, right? So if you can have a webcam, that would be great. The next element is the course profile. Now, you'll find the course profile on Moodle, and you need to make sure that you read it and be aware of the assessment tasks and the weekly outline and everything else that's involved in the course. Also on Moodle, you will have a study schedule. Now, that study schedule is again another way, a guide to tell you when assignments are due, what the modules are for the week, each of the technologies and tasks that you need to do. So my suggestion is find it on Moodle, print it out and pop it up on your board at home. And weekly chats are the online chats we talked about before. Right, so let's talk through assessments. The first assessment is actually due in week 2. Now, it's a very simple assessment. It's called the Introduction to Positive Psychology. You'll have an article that you need to read. It's called The New Science of Happiness. So I'd like you to read that and then respond to some questions. And the second part to this assessment is actually creating your own study guide or study calendar or some sort of template so that you can be aware when assignments are due, what tasks need to be done each week, and be prepared. Right? Because being distance, really, you've got to prepare yourself from the start. So that's what you'll be asked to do with this first assessment task. Now, the second assessment task is the beginning of these online workbooks. Now, these are actually e-portfolios. So when you learn about the portfolio box in week 2, you'll actually set yourself up one, and every week you will add into this portfolio. Right, so we have the online workbook A, which is due on Friday of week 5, and you'll find there's another one comes up later in the term. Now, remember, with all assessments, these are academic standard. Right, so they may be reflective, but there's an expectation that you write in a formal manner, you write it grammatically correct, and you ensure that it's at a high enough standard if you want to get a good grade. So my suggestion is to be aware of that straight away. Maybe what you could do is write or type into a Word document, and once you've done that, then cut and paste it across into your e-portfolio. So that's something I just want you to be very aware of, because you will be graded down if the standard is not high enough. The next assessment task is the technology e-portfolio. So at the end of week 9, you've only got 9 emerging technologies to look at. So at the end of that week, then you will have done tasks each week and added it into this e-portfolio as well. So you'll upload that for us to have a look at. So that's your technology e-portfolio at the end of week 9. The next item is the online workbook B. So it's the same as workbook A, but these then are questions that you answer from modules 6 to 10. So again, there'll be simple questions, you respond to them, add them into your portfolio. And then the last assessment, right, this is what we call the summative assessment. Now, what we've actually done here is created three really great assessments. You get to choose one, right? So you get to read about the 3 different ideas. There's an educational package, there's a motivational DVD, and there's a random acts of kindness. Now you get to look at them, you choose the one you'd like to do, and that's the one you do for the final assessment. So that's the assessments for this course PLU. So to conclude, what I want you to really be aware of is that this course isn't just about setting or telling you about these concepts that we want you to understand and then regurgitate in an exam or a test. It's more about an individual experience. It's a self-development type course. Right? And you will walk away with something from this course, but everyone will be different, what they take away. So my suggestion to you is to really ask yourself the question before you start this course: are you open to learning? Are you open to being reflective? And are you open to wanting to improve yourself as a person, as a student, as a friend, as a partner? Right? Positive psychology will take you on that journey, but you need to be open and willing to adopt these strategies that we're teaching you. So remember, if you have any questions at all, contact me and I can talk to you, answer questions, help you out. I am here to support you. I love positive psychology, so if I can help, you make contact with me. Thank you.